Hi, this is Jonathan from Rivendell Coins. Do true stories of treasure discoveries fascinate you? If so, you may be interested in hearing about a discovery that happened in Exeter, New Hampshire. Exeter is a colonial town that was settled in the early 1600s. Phillips Exeter Academy, one of America's oldest and most selective prep schools, is located there, as is the American Independence Museum, where you can view colonial treasures like a first printing of the Declaration of Independence and drafts of the U.S. Constitution. But the story I'm going to tell you about is about a different type of treasure, and it took place about 150 years ago, in 1876. In October of 1876 in Exeter, there was a grocery store owned by a gentleman named C.H. Emerson. Mr. Emerson's grocery store was located in a building that dated back to the 1600s. Evidently, business was good for Mr. Emerson, good enough such that he decided to put an addition on his grocery store, and wanted his addition to include a cellar. So the first order of business for Mr. Emerson was to hire someone to excavate the area where the cellar and stone foundation would be. In 1876, of course, this task would have been done by hand. That job was given to a group of local laborers who dug out the basement area and put the dirt in a large and no doubt unsightly pile next to the store. While the cellar was being dug, Mr. Emerson made an agreement with one of the laborers, the agreement being that the laborer could have the soil if the laborer agreed to come back the next day and cart away the soil. The laborer, whose name was not reported in either source, willingly agreed, presumably he had some use for the soil, and the next day he began the arduous process of moving the soil from the dirt pile by shovel into his wagon. As he unloaded the soil from the cart, the laborer noticed 2 silver discs in the dirt. He examined the discs and noticed they were silver coins that were dated 1652. Understandably so, he began to sift through the rest of the soil in the cart to see if anything else was there. As he did so, he found the remains of a rotted wooden box, and in total 30 Massachusetts pine tree and oak tree shillings, all dated 1652. The laborer returned to the site and informed the store owner about the find. The men soon found 10 more Massachusetts shillings in the remaining pile of dirt. The American Journal of Numismatics reported that the area where the cellar was dug presumably had been a garden for close to 200 years, and that a previous owner of the property had likely hidden the coins and the box in the garden for safekeeping, because there were no banks in Exeter in the 1600s, and because in the 1600s, towns like Exeter were still in danger of raids from bands of marauding Native Americans. The coin box, for whatever reason, was soon forgotten by the owner's family and remained buried until it was discovered by the laborer. Now, unfortunately, neither the American Journal of Numismatics nor the Exeter newspaper reported who eventually claimed ownership of the coins, but I would hope the laborer and the store owner came to an amicable agreement. As for the fate of the coins, the American Journal of Numismatics reported that, quote, each of the Massachusetts shillings soon found ready buyers and were sold for between 25 cents and $2.50 each. So, while the story took place a century and a half ago, it does go to show that there are still coins and treasure out there just waiting to be discovered. But I'm curious to know, what do you think about this story? Who do you think was the rightful owner of the Massachusetts shillings? What would have been a fair decision as to their ownership? What about the price of the coins in 1876, considering that today, pine tree and oak tree shillings, even in lower grades, are $1,000 coins? And what coins would you like to discover if you happen to find an old wooden box from centuries past? Comment below or let me know in our next live stream. Next time, I'll tell you about another coin hoard. This one a bit more recent, but I think just as fascinating. Thanks for watching, and take care.